Hello everyone, this is Planckera and welcome to my universe. So today, well, I do want to try to fix up some of the paint here. I'm gonna just keep going front to back and, well, just start to get everything to its final state. But before I do that, I want to do some stuff with the lighting. It's like I've done a little bit. I put like this little bit of light on her and I think it looks pretty good, but the picture is not singing yet. And that's the best way I can describe what I want things to be like by the time that I finished it. There's just always a certain point where I don't know, everything starts feeling right and I can tell, yes, this is the way it's supposed to look. And I'm just not quite there yet. But I do think one thing that'll help is I'm just going to grab a gray layer, plop it down here, And I'm just gonna, like, set this to... I guess I'll do multiply. It should be fine. And then I'm going to adjust this color until I get the right kind of lighting. Like this is way too dark. But I just want everything about her to be just a little bit darker so that this way those lighter points look a little bit brighter. So it's like if I turned it to white, where it's totally invisible, we get that. But if I make it everything just a little bit darker, that light starts to stand out just a little bit more. And I'm thinking that maybe I have to put a little bit of color in there, so let's go ahead and bring on the colorization. I tend to like to use purple for shadows. That is just something I like to do, so let's see if I can find a good color here. Something that looks a little bit more neutral, and it does look like I'll have to change the color of the light a little bit here. But that's pretty normal. I'm just gonna fiddle with numbers here. Unfortunately, OBS cannot capture my hue saturation sliders, so all you see is how me poking around with numbers actually affects the picture. And that's why my cursor is over there on the left. Because I am, in fact, poking at things in a little window here. I might actually end up putting this on the paint layers too, but that's easy. Kind of want everything to be just a little bit warmer here. But I think this might be pretty good. Because like you can see down here, it kind of starts... not the atmosphere I want. I do think atmosphere like this can be extremely pretty. And with as easy as it is to do here, I do stuff like this a lot. But it's not what I'm going for here. This, with no filter on, is actually closer. But if I can just find just a little bit. I actually do think right about there is perfect. So you can see kind of before and after. And now the light stands out a little bit better. And I actually do think I'll just plop this on the everything. Oh, I can't do it like that. Okay. We won't do that. Yeah, I was gonna just, plop it here, apply that filter to everything. But considering that I only want this light layer to be on Iofifteen herself, I better just keep it there, and I'll take the color here and do another one on the foreground here. Just so this way I can keep the lighting where I want it to be. So there we go. I will just put another one here. And I'll put another one down here in the background too. Yes. Okay. That should work out maybe. Yeah, as long as this layer's on top of the lighting, this should be fine. So I will just apply this slight color change to everything. And I will probably turn it all off shortly. Because I render things without all of my color filters and lighting filters and stuff on it. But now I have enough color variation here, or at least value variation here, that you can kind of see the light that I was putting on her face, and I like it. Let me see. I think I want a different color here. Probably somewhere in the yellows. But let's find a nice one, a really nice one. Just let her face glow. It'll be fantastic. Something like this, I think. This might be a little bit too yellow. Because, like, that is full yellow, and that is a little bit strong. And it's like, I could make it as strong as I want. I could totally go for eerie color contrast here, but, it's just not what I'm going for here. This is just supposed to be a nice, light, fun, happy scene. We don't need any ominous lighting here. Even though I do enjoy it. It's been a while since I've gotten to do some ominous lighting. I'll have to find a good excuse to do that and some of the stuff I've been working on off stream. Or maybe for Cubase. I mean, to be fair, Cubase probably not getting much lighting at all since it's just a character design that I'm working on. Okay. So now I want to do something with the paint here. I am going to be changing a lot about the paint. I think I figured out why it currently looks more like fire than paint. So I would like to fix that. But I want to add just a little bit of light to things. So I think I had it on color dodge, so I'll do it color dodge here too. We'll just add some nice lights here. Kind of have the light in the middle. Coming from, you know, this direction. So this way, this side will be dark, this side will be dark, and everything in the middle will just be bright and shiny. Oh, I don't have you clipped. There we go. I was like, wait. There we go. Let's just scribble over this a little. Put a little bit on things out there, and that should be fine. I will refine all of this and make it nice. Closer to the end. The lighting tends to be the last thing I do, but I like to get it down early. I like to get it down early so that this way I know what the picture will look like, and I make sure that, you know, the composition is good and stuff. Anywho, I want to add a little bit of darkness down there too, so I will use the same colors as I picked here. Just set this color to multiply, and I will add some dark areas down here. I'll keep the top light. I don't think I'm going to make it bright like I am up here. This looks fine to me. And then in the background, it looks like I already have a lighting layer, which is nice. I can go ahead and just scribble over all the things back here. And we'll just make everything below this big ol' yellow paint streak here nice and dark. And everything on the side of Iofi and that paint streak. Well, okay, no, this upper part. This upper part's not going to be dark, but everything below the paint streak, yes, that will be dark. I think that might actually be overdoing it a little. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some light spots. Just erase where I think I want there to be a little bit more light. Something like this, I think. But besides that, I think that's pretty good. And I don't think anything down here needs special lights or anything. I think the values everywhere else is pretty good. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Like, I could potentially add a shine up there or something if I was so inclined, but I don't really want to emphasize the background, so there's no need to make it extra shiny. Let's keep all the shininess for her face specifically. And then, before I get back into fixing the paint, the paint shape, I realized that I never actually gave her proper eye color. This is still that color there is still leftovers from when I was going to do more of a minimalist style as opposed to a cel-shaded style. So I would like to pick the correct color for her eyes now. So I think it's about that color. Okay, no, it didn't. My color picker did not pick it up. There we go. I do believe that her eyes are a slightly lighter color than what I am currently using. They sure are. So there we go. I wanted to get the right color in there because that's going to change things. And with as light as they are, I think I'm going to have a great time adding in some nice dark colors there. For like the pupil and the eyeshadows and things like that. That'll be pretty great once I get there. Okay, I see that I did actually change the color of her eyelashes and stuff already. I wasn't sure if I had done that yet. And now I would like to do the same with her mouth. Cause, I don't know, I don't like that color. I do not think it is the right color. So I'm going to use my hue saturation sliders again in order to pick the right one. I think that looks pretty good. And now in order to pick the right color, I need to turn off all of my lighting filters. There we go. And now I paint over it and I have the right color. Okay, but there is still one more thing I want to do here in that I'm not quite sure if this is the right expression. So I figure that now is a good time to actually, like, go over it and maybe give her something a little bit cuter. So what I'm thinking is just a simple kind of small open mouth. I'll try to do this in very few strokes. This way I can go back if I don't like it. But I just think something a little bit smaller with an open mouth is a little bit cuter. So something like that. Just, you know, better when the time comes. I'm gonna go ahead and compare this to what I had before. Honestly, it is debatable on which one I like more. I'm just so used to the closed mouth. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is, rather than make myself make the decision now, I'm gonna go ahead and move the current mouth to a new layer. I'll hide it. And this way it's not on the same layer as the nose, and I can just go ahead and draw an open mouth version very freely. Because I think a lot of my facial proportions were kind of based on the closed mouth there. And I think it's fine for her chin to be big just due to the face angle here. It's fine. It's totally fine. Make the mouth a little bit smaller here. And I'll go ahead and leave it like that for now, just so I have a chance to get used to it. I might make it a little bit larger. In fact, I think I will. I think that might be a little bit too small. Try to get the perspective a little bit better here, and there we go. Okay. So now I can kind of go back and forth between these two and decide which one I like more. Right now, I actually am leaning toward open mouth. So I'll just go ahead and leave it, give myself a chance to kind of get used to it, and then I'll switch back and forth between them. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and take another look at this paint streak. So I spent some time earlier in the week looking at the way paint flows when it's being flung around like that. It's like I had some references that I was looking at last time I was working on this, and I still have them open, so I'm taking another look at them just to refresh myself. And I think one of the things that's making it look a little bit too fiery is I have too much just little bits of paint flying off the edge in various places here. And I think it would be better to minimize that. And then another thing is, I think putting some more, like, large holes like this into certain spots would actually make sense. So I'm gonna think about that a little bit. Just try to think about the structure of the paint and how it's flying a little bit more. And then besides that, I think I should probably pay attention to the lighting somewhat as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of tone back some of the bigger, or some of these areas that are kind of flying off. I'm gonna keep some of them, but not all of them. Like, is this one okay? I actually don't think I like this spot, for example. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of fill some of this in. And then I want it to be a little bit blobbier. Like right now, I feel like this is a little bit too squared off. So I'm gonna blob it a little. Make it have a little bit more of a wave energy. And that kind of thing. Some of it I do think it is too angular, like too square. Like you can see here, this is a little bit angular. I think this part looks like super excellent. So I kind of want to use that as my goal, I guess. And then having more big areas here, and you can see that just because of how I draw more or less, some spots here look a little bit angular. So I'm going to go ahead and round some of this out. Everything must be super duper blobby. Okay, and I'm gonna go poke at the lighting a little bit too. Let me take another look at my reference to directly remember the lighting. Just remember exactly how things should be. It's amazing how unreliable our memory of things it really is. I mean, it's kind of incredible how just horribly inefficient the human mind is, or... No, that's a poor way to put it. Our memory is bad because our mind is efficient, but of just how much worse at these things are... at these things we are than we think we are. Like seriously, it's bad. So that's where photo reference comes and saves the day. So I'll go ahead and try to blob some of this out just a little bit. I don't know if I like this. It's okay. That's where I'm just gonna play around. Blob, add some more holes, get rid of some of the kind of extraneous blobbing. Like, I think I'll get rid of some stuff around here. I want this to be a little bit more like a wave. Like, I think a lot of this is okay. I'm gonna go ahead and make this hole a little bit larger. And I think this is okay, although it needs to be a little bit more blobby. And honestly, I'm not particularly concerned that I did not get it right the first time. I have never drawn something like this before. It's only natural that I did not get it right the first time. I think people underestimate exactly how hard it is to draw something you've never seen before. Or that you've never attempted to draw before would be more accurate. I mean, true. Trying to draw something you've never seen before would also be quite hard. But it's not what I'm doing. I've seen paint before. It's, I uploaded another time-lapse today of another headshot in my continuing quest to draw faster. And I had to draw some drill hair, which, you know, even though I draw lots of anime, I have never actually drawn drill hair before. And I think I had to redraw it about 4 times before I finally got it right. And even then, I'm not wholly convinced it's right. It's just fine. Do I like this? I don't think I do. I'm gonna get rid of this part. And you can see here that I'm going through all of these places, and some of them I like, and some of them I don't. I think I want this to be a little bit more wave-like, so I'm gonna make it a little bit rounder here, and I'll just add a few holes here and there. I think that should look pretty good. And I think that should give more of a paint-like impression. You can see that I'm trying really hard to avoid erasing there because I really don't want to have to draw this brush. I really don't. So I'm trying to keep all of these parts to make it look a little bit more like paint down here, where I will not have to draw that brush. Okay, but I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and lock the layer again and put in some more lighting. So like I said, when I was messing around with the lighting just a few minutes ago. Actually, I like that. I'm kind of planning on having the light come from the center here, or rather be kind of hitting the center. So this way it'll be dark on the outside, light right on her face. Because I think that is what's important here. So that's what I'm going for. And then I'll just add some lights through here to hopefully try to get the shape here. I'm gonna make this like when I look at my reference here, there's like a big wave of paint. And when actually trying to give it movement, it doesn't get nearly as scattered like it would when it's splattering against a wall or something. Not nearly. So I'm trying to get the image of splattered paint out of my head, and I'm trying to get more of the idea of a wave of water. Like I want to keep it a little bit blobby, because I think that makes it look more like thick paint than it does water. And I'm afraid that it would look too much like water if I didn't do some of this stuff. But I am trying to get more of the impression of a wave of water rather than paint splattering on the floor. If that makes sense. Because I do think that is closer to what I am actually attempting to draw here. It is a wave of paint, not a splatter. The ones in the background are going to be splatter. And I will probably have to make those look very different than they currently do, because this is just... You know, I'm just putting things down. You gotta start somewhere. And indeed, I do think that this is looking a lot better, so... I think I'm getting somewhere here. And you can also see that I'm zoomed out. If you look at my thing here, I am only at 33%. I am leaving it so this way I can kind of see the whole thing. I guess I don't have the entire lower body in there. I could if I was so inclined, but... This is enough for what I'm trying to do, but nonetheless, I am still trying to keep large portions of the picture in mind. The big picture, you might say, while I figure this out. Okay. And then another thing I was kind of noticing. Man, I'm doing so many things at once here that I don't know what topic to stay on. Hello there, what's that? Airtestine? Airtestine? Apologies. I am terrible at reading names. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing? Right now, I am drawing paint. And I don't know, anytime I draw stuff, it's a good day. And honestly, I've been really looking forward. I have been looking forward to working on this again for a while now. Alright, I'll just call you Joseph then. Thank you! I've been working pretty hard on it, and I just wasn't quite satisfied with how my paint looked, especially with it being in the foreground, but I think it's already looking much better. This is Iofifteen from Hololive. So she's another VTuber. Yes. I just felt like drawing her, so I did. Oh no, it's not a problem. I do not mind explaining. But yeah, I think her design is pretty cute. Very simple, but very cute. So I just felt like drawing her, so I did. Let's see, yeah, I think I'll keep that highlight there. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I have been having a great time making it, so it's always nice to see people enjoy what I'm working on. I hope you're able to enjoy the process. Okay, let's see here. I think I had fixed most of the top. I think the top is looking pretty okay. But the bottom part here I still think feels a little bit more like fire than it does flying paint. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Let's see, do you draw too then, or do you just like, looking at nice illustrations? I think I'm gonna get rid of this little splattery spot here. And let this be a little bit more wave-like right here. Nice! I am the same way with a lot of things. Like, recently I watched a bunch of doll making videos. I doubt I will ever have any interest in making a doll myself. But watching people do it is quite fun too. That's okay. I never really did either. I just I kept drawing until I figured it out. I was everyone starts out pretty bad. Just eventually, you kind of figure it out. But I have a lot of old drawings from like, oh gosh, when did I start uploading? It must have been like 2010 or so. And so, some of them are very special. But it's okay. We all start somewhere. Yeah. They're still just floating around the internet. I'm not sure if I could be called an OG. Like there's a lot of stuff that was posted on the internet before me, but nonetheless, I have been at it for a very long time. Oh, I would say, don't worry about having talent or anything. Nobody really does. You just gotta learn it, and it takes a while. Fair enough. I think that's okay, and this is okay. This is looking a little bit more like a wave. Me getting in too deep and adding too many little blobs here, I think actually made it look worse. Yes. I'll just always say, if you want to make something, you can go out and make it. Don't worry if it doesn't look great at first. You'll get there. Personally, I've always been kind of terrible with words, so it's really nice to just be able to get my ideas down in a way that people can actually understand it. Which, I don't know, doing it visually is just easier for me. So at least for me, that's what it's like to be an artist. I get to take the things in my head and make them real, and that's pretty rad. I like it a lot. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, like I said, I like it a lot. It's a pretty good way to be, and I encourage everyone to try. I mean, even if it's not visual art, there's lots of different ways that people can do things. Because, like, fiction and writing stories is a great way to discuss ideas. I mean, my husband, for example, really, really likes putting things into game mechanics. And that kind of thing. Let's see. What other things do I do? He is. Mostly on a hobby level, but yes. We both enjoy it very much. But yeah, there's lots of different ways to be creative. So it doesn't necessarily have to be drawing. There's lots of ways you can make stuff real. This is cool. I keep that. This is fine. This is too much. Anyway, I lost my train of thought here. Other hobbies. Because lately I really have just been doing a lot of drawing, but besides that, I enjoy things... I do enjoy writing to some extent, and I play chess, although I haven't actually played against people in a really long time. Ah. Ah, poetry. Yes, very nice. It's okay. I'm under the impression that that part of the internet has been growing considerably, so I bet you could find people to appreciate what you write. Yeah, I used to play more competitively, but I haven't for a long time. But it was a good time when I did. Let's see. How are we doing over here? Well, last time I played competitively, this was before online chess really took off. There were some amounts, but it was fairly limited. We're talking like the days of Yahoo Chess. This was like... Oh god, now I'm feeling old. It literally was like 20 years ago. But... So yes, mostly in person. And then I still do try to find some time to play games. It has been a while since I've played a lot of games off stream, but there are a couple that I'm currently playing. Mostly things that would just be horribly stream inappropriate. Like idle games, for example. How much was my ELO in my prime? Oh, yeah, right now I'm playing an idle game called Increlution. And it's kind of interesting, but it would be terrible for stream because it requires a lot of going through basically a time loop over and over again. And so it wouldn't be very interesting to watch. And I'd probably run out of stuff to say about it pretty quickly. And at some point I just kind of have to... A lot of the game loop is grinding up stats, for example. So that's why I wouldn't want to play something like that on stream. And then I like to play like factory simulators with my husband. That's been our current genre lately. So, oh shoot, I can't remember the game we're playing right now, but I'm talking things like Factorio. No, it is absolutely true. Like, if I wanted to make it work, I probably could. It's just, I like to play games where I have something to say. And while I'm just kind of waiting for my stats to go up so I can progress further in the game, not always super interesting to talk about. It's a little bit too much of a slow burn. Okay, yep, that's all looking pretty alright. Let me get the back here. Oh yes, and as for chess ELO, I can't actually remember what my rating was. I remember that it was extremely low because I got my initial rating in middle school, and then I had a period of extreme growth, and I never played in enough tournaments to really get it up to where people thought it should be. People generally... No, I never got that good. I was more expert level, so that would be like rating of... I think people said that they think I should have been rated like 1700 or so. Maybe 18. So, like, good. But no, I am not master level. Definitely not. Yeah, 17 to 18, I think, is what most of the, like, really good people in my area said that I probably could have gotten my rating to if I kept grinding out tournaments. And I think that's fine. Oh yeah, this looks 100 times better. Okay. Let's go ahead and clean this up. Okay, which part is back here? Oh yeah, I mean, I was pretty good. I was pretty happy with my level of play overall. Let's go ahead and let this come out just a little bit more here. But I can't really prove that. I haven't had a rating for a really long time. I'm glad you think so. I'm doing my best. As a chess player? What would I say my main weakness was? I'd say that there was always this point between the opening and the middle game where things kind of developed. You know, I had all of my pieces developed, everything is kind of just going, and I reach a point where I'm not necessarily quite sure what to do next. And actually, I shouldn't even be straightening this out yet. I'll do that later. And sometimes I would just have a hard point making that transition from the early game to the middle game. And finding proper plans. And then I'd say that maybe the second is that I kind of like to do things that were a little bit weird. So sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. I would not call myself a structural player. I lived on borderline madness. Where I just noticed bizarre things, and I mean, I remember in the community that I was in, I became known for weird knight rook checkmates. Those were fun. I played lots of gambits. But, yes. Look, my favorite opening was unironically the Danish Gambit. And I played it a lot, and I remember when I was taking just a little bit more seriously for a while, I was like, okay, I should probably learn a better opening for tournaments. Danish Gambit, great for when you're derping around. Maybe not so great for tournaments. There's probably some steps for it out there on the internet, but it involves hefty pawn sacrifices for super powerful bishops. And lots of fun traps if people don't know what to expect. All right. I think it can do well even if your opponent is strong. It's just at a certain point. At a certain point, I want to be able to do more than one thing. That was kind of the main thing. Like I never wanted to give up my silly Danish Gambit because it is fantastic and it can do wonderful things. But when you're a one-trick pony, and people know to expect your silly Danish gambit, it loses a lot of its power. And I just wasn't satisfied with, my overall knowledge of these things. I wanted to be able to... yeah, just do more things. Yes. Learn all the things. I just don't want people to think that I was looking down on them every time I played the Danish Gambit. It's like, no, I wasn't. I still played it very seriously. It's just fun. I'm not surprised that by the end of... or when I kind of wasn't playing as much anymore, especially when I stopped really playing competitively, that all I was really doing was playing Bughouse. Because Bughouse is fun. It's so derpy and silly. It is. It is fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, there is no such thing as wasted knowledge. Just knowing more things will improve your ability to do things more than you can imagine. Yeah, it's the four-person chess variant, where you have a partner, and you're playing an opponent, and they're playing an opponent, and when your partner captures a piece from their opponent, they give it to you. And, you know, when you capture a piece from your opponent, you give it to them. And then you can place it anywhere you want on the board. So it's just... it's very chaotic. Very chaotic, very nonsense, and I love it. I think it has like a million different names. Bughouse was the term used when I was playing. But I've heard a few other different names for it, like I think Siamese chess was one. I don't remember. It is. It's a very good time. It is a very good time. Honestly, if I ever got back into chess again, I'd probably just mostly play Bughouse. I'm not sure if I ever want to play competitively again, but Bughouse. Bughouse was fun. I have thought about it, but I need 4 people to play with, so... I guess chess.com might let you do random matches. I haven't actually really looked into it. It is certainly a consideration. But I admit that lately I have mostly just wanted to draw. And occasionally I do play some other video games, so there is still room for chess if I am so inclined to do so. But right now I admit, I just want to draw all the things. Okay, I think that's looking much cleaner here. I don't think I actually changed very much back here, so hopefully there won't be very much to clean either. Yeah, I just want to draw all the things. I have been practicing very hard to try to draw faster. Because I'm fairly slow. And I would like to be a little bit faster. But I'm getting there. I think I'm definitely faster than I was last month, and I think that's what matters. Okay, this I need to be light again, so re-invert the colors so I can see again. The next thing, on stream or off stream, because off stream I've been working on various headshots. You can see all my process videos. I have a whole ton of them out in my channel, and I've been doing frequent shorts because I've just been doing quick headshots, just drawings of heads, and then recording the process and putting it out there. They're all about a minute long, so see what I've been doing there. And on stream, I haven't actually decided yet. I'm working on 2 projects on stream right now. This one here, and then a character design where I take Kyubey from Madoka Magica, and I'm turning him into a magical girl. And that has been fun to work on. Those are my 2 stream projects, and I have not actually decided what I'm gonna do once I finish here. With me working on this one 3 days a week and the other one 2 days a week, I'm definitely not going to be finishing it next week, so I've still got some time to figure it out. Yes. I drew Miku a few days ago. I heard some art advice a while ago that if you don't know what to draw, just draw Miku. So I did, because I did not know what to draw that day. I too think it's a pretty good drawing, so I'm glad you enjoy it. I had fun drawing it. For a while there, I was drawing some original characters, and I decided to ask my daughter what kind of expression I should draw next, and she said that I should draw a happy face, and I'm like, oh, well, that's a problem. I don't have very many original characters that would make a big happy face like that, so I drew Miku instead. Okay, and I think at that point everything is getting into the background, so don't really need to clean up more over here. I mean, it's exactly what I said in the title. When in doubt, Hatsune Miku. That was the entire reasoning behind the thing. Yep. You can draw pretty much whatever you want, as long as you've got green hairs and maybe pigtails. You're probably good. It is pretty solid art advice, in my opinion. If you don't know what to draw, just draw Miku. It'll be fine. Okay, I think that's good for over there. Are there any other spots I want to touch up along the edge here? This part's still looking a little bit messy, so let's go ahead and smooth all this out. Okay, yep, and the rest of this all looks fine to me, so... Okay, and then over here... Okay, no, you're fine. Oh, this is fine. Alright, I can finally lock this layer and start actually, like, finalizing where the shadows and stuff go. I could believe that he said something like that. Yeah, sounds legit. Okay, so now it is time to go back through here and actually decide where I want to put shadows. And for that, I should be zoomed out. I kinda half did it, but now I have to get the other half. And then at some point, I'll go back and clean it all up. Yes. So you can see that here on the big paint blob here. Maybe not. In this case, it's just random dark spots. Well, perhaps not random, but close enough. It's okay. I wouldn't dare try to claim that I could control that shadow, but I can control these shadows. This is my drawing, so I get to control everything. Okay, and then this part's probably gonna come out something like that, so this way I can go over that arch. But I think I'm just gonna leave all of that in shadow there. If I'm being honest, probably not, unless I'm gonna turn him into an anime girl. But I mean, I guess I could get behind that. When in doubt. Yep, there you go. But in general, I don't draw animals or animal-adjacent things, really. Not too interested in doing so. That's why I'm like, okay, probably not, unless he's gonna be an anime girl. And probably specifically an anime girl, because I prefer drawing girls. Okay. And this, I think I'll just leave it all dark. Same with back there. This guy will get a little bit of lights here and there. I think this entire blob can be light. Okay. Let's see, is that where I want all the shadows? Is there anything that I should change here? Yes. This part here needs a little bit of light in it. I have not kept up with anything Sonic related for a long time. I think the last thing that I really paid attention to was... Well, the last one I played was Sonic Heroes. The last... I did watch a few people Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog. But I think that's probably the last one that I really paid any amount of attention to. Oh, no. An anime. Okay. Slightly different here. Just adjacent. No, I have not. I have not actually watched anime in a while. I haven't really had time. So I have not been keeping up with modern stuff. Did watch Free-Ren, but that was the only recent thing that I have watched in quite a long time. Dude, I am so out of the loop on many things. I actually didn't really like it. The first episode, the first 5 episodes, I want to say, was pretty good, but once they killed off Aura, I felt like the entire anime just went downhill from there. It was really sad too, because like up until that point, it was like A+, like close to like absolute perfection. It was fantastic. But then after that, it's like I don't know. They just stopped doing anything interesting. I'm not sure if the author knew what he wanted to do after that. And so I was very sad. And then out of curiosity and for my own reference and storytelling technique, I decided to read the first chapter of the manga. Just to remind myself what the first episode was like and, you know, how it was translated from a book form to a anime form. And, oh god, the beginning is so good. The first season's ending, I don't know. I was mostly pretty indifferent about it. It just didn't feel like the same story. It just felt like it was going through anime tropes at that point. And not even doing anything particularly new and interesting with them. Like, part of what made the beginning so interesting for me was just going into, like, the nature of time, the nature of human relationships and things like that, and the beginning just really did not do anything with that anymore. And so I was very sad. Yes, I know it is. My hot take is indeed that I did not think Freeman was very good after episode 5. It just left all its themes behind, and I was so sad because they were so good. More hot takes. Do I have any hotter takes than that? I don't know. I don't spend enough time on the internet to know what's a hot take anymore. Admittedly, I'm just generally too tired for drama. And I mean, I already made the mistake of turning on my Twitter DMs today because somebody wanted to DM me for another headshot request, and yeah, within like 30 minutes, I had 4 people trying to scam me job offers, so there you go. I'll probably turn it back off. As much as I would like to interact with people, it's just like, God, every time you turn on your DMs, bad things happen. At least when you're an artist. And then I just get sad because it just feels like the only people that ever acknowledge my art and everything I do are people that want to scam me out of money. I just sigh. I laugh because otherwise I would cry. Sometimes it's all you can do. I actually don't really mind having a Twitter account. I barely, like, interact on social media at all. So for me, having the Twitter account is just, I like having places to upload my art. And I do like sharing it, and that's pretty okay. The likes are nice, but I don't know, I don't need them. Because I just like to draw things. Well, thank you. So far it's actually been going pretty well. I've been doing better. I've been actually trying to get the internet to notice me, and it has been going better. And then, I mean, just look, you noticed me today, and that's pretty fantastic. Then we get to talk about all kinds of fun things. While I draw paint. Lots and lots of paint. There's like a little bit of dirt here. I'm gonna get rid of it. There we go. I am too. It's always nice when there's actually someone here. I know, right? I know, in this case I have a lot of paint to draw, like a lot. Look at all this paint. There's just so much of it. I swear, I have no concept of moderation. I just go, and then I drew all the things, and at the end, I'm just like, oh god, I drew all this stuff. And now I have to shade it and make it look pretty. And there's so much of it. How could this happen? It's okay. That's just language being funny. Language is like that. Okay, let's see. How much of this do I want to be a little bit shinier? Probably most of it. This is all foreground stuff, so this part I want to stick out a little bit. Yes. Oh no, I'm not a believer in restraint when it comes to art. I'm just being silly, because I remember in the last thing that I was drawing, I spent so long drawing a bunch of flowers. And I just always make the comment of, well, look, I drew like 50 flowers, and now I have to shade them all. How could this happen to me? Like, I'm surprised that suddenly I just created a bunch of work for myself. But the result is always worth it, and that's why I keep doing it. So, this time it's, oh man, I drew a whole bunch of paint, and now I have to shade a whole bunch of paint. Here we are. Oh yeah, it's pretty great. I always have a great time. I'm not gonna worry about the highlights yet. Those will come later. I'm just gonna do the shadows for now. Get all that down. A very long time. I'm very slow. And it also depends on the level of detail. Like the practice headshots that I've been doing for my shorts, I spend a lot less time on those than I do for something like this, where it's in like, you know, full body with a background and things like that. And even this one has a fairly simple background. Like right now it's gray, but it's going to be transparent. So, I mean, it's highly variable. Depends on what I'm drawing. But for the most part, I do consider myself pretty slow, and I'm working on it. I would like to be faster. I would like to draw more things. But I can't do that while I'm super slow, so... It's okay. I will learn the secrets to drawing faster. I'm working on it. That is exactly why I'm doing all those practice headshots. This way I can learn how to draw all the things faster. Not currently. The closest I've got is, I was at some point going to make a store, and I just haven't really gotten around to it yet. Let me see if I can find the link here. Yeah, here we are. Oh man, it sells all my old stuff on it. Because I haven't updated it in like an eternity, but yeah, it's over there. I mean, there's stuff there. It's just I haven't worked on it in a while. Mostly just some Krita files and stuff. At some point, I'll probably design some actual stuff. I just haven't really gotten around to it. I've been more focused on doing the audience building part. Which, like I said, so far going pretty okay. And probably why you were able to find me today. So, very much a case of just one thing at a time. But frankly, even if I never make money off of doing this, it's fine. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm having a great time. Drawing is fun. And trying to vocalize my process is also fun. And fortunately, what I'm doing here is super brain dead, because I'm just rendering out shadows and getting everything to look nice now. Not much to say there, except, oh look, I think there should be a shadow here, so I drew it there, and now it's there, and now I'm going through the step of making everything look nice. Does all of it, I think 5% goes to a fourth wall? Yeah, I think 5% goes to them, but that's fine. They do all the payment processing for me, so it's worth. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't think that there's any place I can get money where I'd get 100% of it. Yep, it's, the people maintaining the platform. I think it's fair for them to want a little bit of stuff so this way they can continue to maintain the platform. Oh well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. In the meantime, I'm just gonna continue. All my lovely little shadows here. Look at them go. So, basically, while I was zoomed out, I put in roughly where I think all the shadows should go, and you can see that I've been adding a few smaller ones here and there. While I was zoomed out, I mostly just focused on the large ones. And generally where the biggest shadow shapes were going to go. And now I'm zoomed in, and I'm going in and just refining everything that I drew while zoomed out. Getting it all nice and smooth and having all the textures right. Like you can see over here, this is like super choppy. This is all super choppy, so I'm gonna go smooth it out just like that. Easy peasy. And then I just do that over and over again. And welcome back. And I just do it over and over again until it's all done. And everything looks nice and smooth. So it's easy, just a little bit time consuming. Honestly, it's days like this that I have the easiest time talking, because I don't have to be thinking very hard. I just kind of go. It's not exactly autopilot, but it's pretty close. Oh no. Well, it's alright. If, you can't make it work, it's not the end of the world. I appreciate the effort. Okay, yeah, and that I all want to be in shadow because it's starting to go around her, so... There we go. Does that look more like a wave of paint? I think so. I'm not sure if I like those highlight locations, though. So I might try again. Alright. Although, like I said, if you can't make it work, it's all good. I do appreciate the effort. Let's see. Let me look at my paint references again, just so I can kind of figure out what paint looks like. I do appreciate it, yes. I just want to take a look at the highlights on this again. Okay. Man. I do have kind of the right shapes. So I think it's probably good. You know, fair enough. No, I do appreciate it. I do. Because I do hope that I can continue doing this for a long time. Because I really do enjoy just coming on and drawing for the internet. So let's see, I think that's right. I'm gonna kind of use these highlights to also describe where things kind of dip down a bit, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, and then things can get thick through here. Go like all the way to the edge here, and I think this kind of describes the direction that the paint is moving pretty well. I do. I think that looks much better than what I had before. Where it kind of catches the light there, loses it a little bit here, and then there's a little bit more light here. Maybe this kind of shape. Maybe a little bit more like this. Where it kind of partially goes up that way, and then loops back down here. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. I might have to redo a few of the shadows that were right there, but, you know, that's fine. I just gotta get where all of these lights belong. I can tell I need to clean my monitor again, because there's some dirt on it that I keep thinking is holes in my layer. It's just like, oh no. Okay, definitely want a big light there, and then I think the next big light... I don't actually think it should be right here. I think it should be right here. Like that. And I don't think this should be highlighted. No, I lied. Right here should definitely be highlighted. Just maybe with the shape a little bit more like this. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And then I will put a few lights on these guys out here. Alas, technology fails us all. Well, it's okay. I appreciate the sentiment either way. I am glad that you are enjoying everything. Here. I can sum up the feeling like this. I keep not knowing what to say, so here, let me just... I gotta find it. There you go. It's like I said, I don't quite know what to say. Besides, thank you very much. Even if you can't solve it, the thought matters. Dude, I don't blame you. Calling the bank is the worst. Every time I have to do it, it's just like... my heart is in pain. Well, thank you. And it's okay. With any luck, I will be here for quite some time. So there will be time to figure it out. And you know, even if you don't, I'll still be here. I'll still be here, and you're still welcome to come by and say hello. Yes. I stream pretty much every day. Very rarely do I take a day off. And it's generally because I'm, like, horribly sick. Yes, tomorrow, let's see, tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah, so tomorrow I'll be playing Spelunky. Been working my way through that, slowly but surely. Okay, looks like I got a couple little shadows here to clean up just a little. Yeah. So right now, going through Spelunky. I'm pretty sure I do not have them enabled. I need 500 subscribers to enable super chats. So, unfortunately, YouTube says no. Like you can be, yeah, I mean, I don't exactly know how monetization works on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure I cannot receive money at the moment via YouTube. I could be wrong, but... Oh, on Steam? I do not actually really use Steam. It has... It has a DRM that I strongly disagree with, so I try to avoid using it when I can. I do use GOG, yes. They do it better. So, there you go. I basically don't use Steam unless I absolutely have to. There are some places that will only sell their game there, so... Oh, alright. Alright. And once again here, just going over all the things I drew. Now that I know where the highlights are, I can go through and make them all the right shapes. And make them look a little bit nicer. And occasionally, I'll even go through and just add a little guy. Like there. I thought that he could use a little extra highlight. Not familiar with it. I mean, let me see if I can describe my taste here. The thing is that I have really not kept up with modern gaming much at all. AAA gaming has not had anything that has interested me in a very, very long time. So most of the games I play are largely in the indie sphere. And generally when I'm looking for whatever game I'm going to play on stream next, I actually spend quite a lot of time doing some research. Try to make sure that it'll be something that I think I can do well, or that we'll have something interesting to talk about. Sorry, I'm making it hard. I'm making it hard for you to be nice. I'm so sorry. But if I'm being honest, I just have not really looked into AAA games in a really long time. I cannot think of one that has caught my eye in, like, ages. Yeah. It's just always hard. I am so out of the loop on many things. It's like I had 2 kids, and then I fell off the face of everything because when you have not even just small children, but a literal baby, your life becomes about baby. And they're a little bit bigger now. The older one will be starting school soon, so I might actually start having free time again someday. But currently, like, I'd say most of my free time I'm either doing this or drawing something. And to be fair, doing this is also largely drawing something, so there you go. Well, thank you. I do enjoy being mom. They are pretty fantastic. But they also really want attention. and I like to give it to them. And thus, I have basically fallen off the earth. I only kind of exist now. And that's going far enough back, but... So that should do it for that. I'm not sure how I didn't straighten out these shadows before, but I can do it now. It's all good. And actually, all of this is like super messy, man. I guess I just forgot to smooth out this part. Well, that's fine. I'll do it now. Because like, all of this is super blobby and terrible looking. Holy cow. I try to be. They deserve all the things. But part of me does kind of look forward to having a little bit more free time again. But it's okay. I mean, I know that at some point they're like gonna grow up and then want nothing to do with me. So it's like, I might as well spend as much time as I can when they actually want me around. I can now understand why teenagers feel so strange to parents sometimes. Because you go from this, where they want all the parental attention, to just, they suddenly don't care anymore. Now they want to have their own life. And I get the feeling that stage will feel weird for me too. Alright, and I think that is all of my big yellow paint blob. I think it's looking pretty good. That does look a little bit more like paint now, as opposed to fire. I don't think it's a bad thing, and I mean, I exaggerate when I say they'll want nothing to do with me. I am not actually, like, particularly insulted by it or anything. I think it's pretty natural. Just, you know, after a while, people want to do their own thing. I was the same with my parents. And I certainly never kicked them out of my life or anything. Like, well, I mean, my mom's dead, but my dad still comes over fairly regularly to see the grandchildren, so he still gets to be around. There are times and places for these things, yes. That's why I say I don't see it as a bad thing. It's just, you know, after a while people grow up and then they want to do their own thing. And it's no longer... Hey, mommy, look at me jump on the couch! Watch me, watch me! And that kind of thing just becomes less and less. You don't need as much parental attention when you get older. That's why I say I don't see it as a bad thing. But I figure I might as well enjoy the time where I am the center of the universe for them. Indulge in it as much as I can, even if it is a bit tiring sometimes. Because I know someday it won't be like that anymore. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll look into it. Oh, I'd have to look. Yes, I could check real quick. As much as I would love to finish drawing my paint here, let me finish cleaning up the clump that I am on, and then I will go and take a quick look here. yeah, I'll see what kind of thing it is. When I look at games, I tend to spend some time like going through reviews and seeing what people complain about and that kind of thing. That's why generally I say I do a bunch of research before I decide if I'm going to play a game on stream or not. It's bizarre because I like to go into games blind and as humanly possible. But I've gotten good at picking out the details from reviews that I want to avoid. And even sometimes I don't know, I generally have a decent enough feel. And sometimes it's even not necessarily something that I'd want to avoid, it's just maybe something I don't necessarily want to deal with right now. Like I remember when I was doing my last batch of research. There was one where people complained about death being a little bit punishing, and I was like, man, I'm not in the mood to deal with that right now. So I decided to pick a different one. But, you know, in a different mind space, I might have been okay with that. I can't even remember which... I can't even remember which game it was, but... that was... just an opinion that came up a couple of times. And I was like, you know, maybe I could look at this one again later. When I'm more in the mood to handle that kind of thing. Well, to be fair, I'm doing a little bit more than just trying to look for a game that looks interesting. I am also trying to find a game that looks interesting to talk about. Because, man, I gotta say, after playing Dead Cells, it's like I ran out of stuff to talk about, and it's kind of a terrible feeling. It's kind of a terrible feeling. So I do try to look for stuff that I feel like I will at least have something to talk about. So I like talking about games. I mean, I like game development, and I do think that games often have a lot of interesting ideas in them. And some of these things aren't appreciated enough. So I like to be able to find stuff where I can actually talk about some of the stuff going into some of the ideas that I think are going into the games and how the mechanics work and how they play off each other and whatnot. But I mean, when it comes to just playing games for myself, it's only recently that I discovered that, oh no, I have actually developed taste. And I don't just generally like everything anymore. Yeah. And it's understandable. I mean, even beyond me not just having a lot of time for a lot of things anymore. It's... I've also been having a harder time just finding stuff that I really like. Okay, yeah, that looks a little better. So... Or rather stuff that just looks interesting, I should say. Yeah, and that's always kind of unfortunate. That always is a little unfortunate. Well, you know, that's a decent pastime. That's a pretty decent pastime. There are worse things you could be doing rather than being good at school. You know what you want to do with all that schooling? Actually, I feel like this one should be more filled in. Yeah. I can add, like, little... There we go. That's better. Yeah. Well, what do you plan on going into? I see. Well, good luck. I hope you're able to do all the things. I'm not actually too familiar with what they do. Very nice. All right. Well, sounds like you got it figured out. Ah, I see. Yeah, makes sense. So, businessy things. Yeah, I can see where that would probably have a good salary. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you're able to find what you are looking for. Yeah, I would imagine so. And I'm mostly just over here just being like, man, marketing, how does it work? So, what you're looking for looks way more complicated than that. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Do I have any more paint blobs? Yeah, I don't think I got the ones that are here yet. Oh, I see. Gonna go run for office? All right. Well, what will a world according to Joseph be like? Assuming that you're able to get in there and actually implement some of the things that you want. Of course. But I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with thinking about your ideal world. And the kinds of things that you'd like to do. Like, I think getting a handle on the ideas that are most important to you Well, it will probably help you in that regard. And being able to figure out how to talk about them and explain them to people. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. I'd enjoy knowing where my tax money is going. Honestly, now that I'm rendering all this paint, I realize I probably should have drawn this before I finished rendering the hair. Because now I'm gonna have to change the hair and add more shadows from the paint. Whoops. Oh well. Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be pretty sweet. I would probably do well to reduce corruption a little bit. And that seems pretty important. Okay, I think that's all of it, and I do think that that's all looking pretty good. So now I can go through and put the shadows back on these ones. Yeah. I can see it. So what, just encouraging manufacturing in the place you live? I see, okay. Yeah, this isn't stuff that I know a lot about, but... Look, it's good to have manufacturing where you live, so... I can certainly understand that. It is. Definitely very much underappreciated. It's like we describe factory workers as low-skill labor, but I think there's more skill involved than people give them credit for. And just in general, being able to make stuff is always a good thing. Whether it's art or tires. Okay, yeah, there we go. It's okay, I have found from playing factory games that logistics are terrifying. So, my hat off to anyone that can actually do it. One of those things that's way harder than people give it credit for. Alright. I think I am happy with those shadow locations, so now I'll go through and clean up the next one. Yeah. It's okay, it's definitely one of those things I don't know a lot about, but I can recognize the importance of it. The knowing how to get things places, definitely very necessary. And very hard. Just one of those things that you don't really think about, but A lot goes into getting your food to the grocery store and various things. Yes. It's okay. It sounds like you're well on your way to doing great things. I don't mind. Economics is cool. It is. It's the little things like that that just keeps everything going, so... No, I'm always happy to see that people are interested in those kinds of things, because we do need people that are interested in those kinds of things. It's just how things work. Important stuff. Yeah, understandable. That does sound like the next step for what you want to do, so... But it seems like you've... Yeah. But it sounds like you're working hard in your current school, so... Seems like you're doing all the right things. So good luck. Yep. Indeed. One step at a time. Thank you. I'm doing my best. I did not actually finish high school. I did go to college. I went to college for game design, actually. But I was not having a good time in high school, so I got my GED and went to college at 16. Where I also had a bad time. But I did finish. I'm not sure how, but I did. School was just very much not for me. But I feel like this is a common story for artists where we do not necessarily fit in to general societal expectations. Or have a bad time with them. I think that's why so many artists in history were just a little bit crazy. It's okay, I'm finding my way through in my own way. That's why I say, doing my best. Yeah, and now I'm just kind of hoping that I can continue drawing things for the internet, because I like doing that. It's like, I largely started streaming on a whim here, but I just remember the first time I got a comment saying that they started drawing because they liked what I was doing and it looked like I was having fun, and I was like, okay, I want to keep doing this for like ever now. Let's see if I can get more people. Not even just drawing stuff. I mean, if they decide that they don't want to draw, but just anything that's worth doing. Writing, developing games, you know, whatever it is they want to do. I think it's all worth doing. And so I'm hoping that I can encourage more people to do that. I could not even tell you what bothered me so much about school. I still don't really even know. I was just profoundly unhappy. So... Oh no. I don't know if I have that in me, but... I'll appreciate the sentiment. Like, politics might be too scary for me. But it's okay. It's like, I may not be able to do a lot of those things, but I can draw things. And I like doing that. I could definitely do that forever. Yes, the power of VTubers. Oh no. Do I have world domination in me? I don't know. If you had asked me when I was 20, maybe, but now I think I'm too tired. Now I just think about, would ruling the world let me draw more or less? I think the answer there might be less, because I'd have to worry about a lot of other things. It's okay. I think that there are plenty of ways that I can help the world. Oh, you think so? Perhaps. True. It's okay. When it comes to the world in your head, it can look however you want it to be. At some point, you'll have to cross reality, but, you know, until then. You can just have a nice little lovely world in your head. I forgot to put the shadows on this one. Oh well, that's fine. I got them now. And this blob is small enough that I know roughly where they should go, so it's all good. Man, does the story of how I meet my husband count as romantic? Neither of us are especially romantic, so... But, yeah, we were... I was invited into a role-playing group, and he was the GM. So yeah, I just met someone on an internet forum, and he was like, hey, you want to come roleplay with us? And I was like, sure. And so we did, and we became friends, and eventually more than friends. And that's largely how it went, and we have always been somewhat cheap and not especially romantic, so we didn't like have a proper wedding or anything. We just went down to the DMV and signed a bunch of paperwork. And that's how we roll. Saved a lot of money. But yeah, I met him via role-playing group. Mm-hmm. I think so. It's like it saved us a bunch of money, so we were able to buy a house, and now we have a house instead of a fancy wedding. And I think that's a good trade. But I am basically allergic to spending money, so... Here we are. We're doing well. Heck yeah. I have certainly appreciated having the house. Having a place to live is, it's nice. And it's nice not to have to worry about it, because now my expenses are just, like, non-existent, because I paid off my house. I am completely debt-free. So my need for money is super low right now, and that's why I can be an artist and potentially an anime girl on the internet. Mm-hmm. That's okay. Sleep is important. Sleep is extremely important. You can't do things well if you don't get enough sleep. Alright. Time for highlights. I've been kind of looking forward to the highlights on these ones, because I think they're kind of fun. They're just so splooshy. Yeah, and here it's pretty much required. It is like the one thing that I was willing to go into debt for. But no longer have to worry about it. And very worth, because now I can pretty much do what I want, and I can do many a thing. And I appreciate that a lot. I like being able to do many a thing. Indeed. I think it's a little bit sad too, but here we are. Yeah, there's lots of shenanigans there. It's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I think it's only gonna continue because there's only so much space out there. And life is hard. Alright, well, I hope you're able to sleep well. And thanks for stopping by. It was nice talking to you. Thanks, I will do my best. I do have issues with insomnia, but honestly, since I've started doing more things, I've been sleeping better. My brain has just been so ready to pass out the past week. It's been pretty great. Bye-bye. Okay. Well then, I suppose I didn't talk about art quite as much as I usually do today, but worthy sacrifice. That was a fun conversation. Unfortunately, today was just a rendering day because I'm just here rendering paint. And it's looking like I'll at least be able to finish all the stuff in the foreground. And oh man, do I think it looks so much better than what I had yesterday. So I'm very pleased. I actually enjoy all these little paint blobs so much. And I do think I'm preferring open mouth to closed mouth. I think it's a little bit cuter of an expression. I do think it is a little bit cuter, and man, now I'm gonna have to think about what to do next here. So I guess, yeah, I should have enough time to finish this and touch up the hair, because I do think I want some shadows from the paint here to be on her hair, and probably on her face too. I think that should look pretty good, and probably better than not having it. So yeah, I think once I finish rendering out all of this paint and just getting these last highlights in here, make it look nice and wet, I will go ahead and touch up the hair. I think I made the comment at some point that, oh no, I probably should have actually like waited on rendering the hair until I painted this. Actually, thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that I said that while I was rendering the hair, and I just said, but I want to do the hair now, so I guess my future self will have to deal with it, and now my present self is the future self, and I'm just like, man, past self, why you gotta be like this? And it's okay. I guess it made me happy in the moment, so I can tolerate letting myself have a little bit of fun. My past self has been pretty good about things for the most part, so I suppose I can cut her a little bit of slack and just fix up the things that maybe she wasn't thinking quite hard enough. It'll all be fine. We'll go ahead and make everything really nice here. It's kind of nice to be in rendering phase. At some point, I'm going to have to go in and add all the details to her clothes, but you know, I still got some time to just enjoy all these little things. All the little things. It's like I couldn't remember if I had gone through this area, but you know, all you really have to do is look at it. And even if I had gone through, that was totally shaped wrong, so I would have had to fix it either way. And this is, yeah, I probably hadn't gone through here yet because this is not a good shape here. Gotta smooth it out. Let's see, is that all of it? Is there any that I missed? No, I think that's all looking pretty good. And there we go, we got some flying paint. So let's see. Strictly speaking, if I was gonna go front to back, next would be the paintbrush in the hand, but I don't think I want to draw that. Maybe I'll do that next time. So I'm gonna... Well, first, like I said, I'm gonna touch up the hair. But then, if I have more time, I will go ahead and kind of get started on her face here. Probably render out her head and maybe start on the eyelashes. Probably won't have enough time to do all that, though. Anywho, let's actually get the hair in here. And we'll put in some shadows from the paint. I'll still keep the highlights as they are. I think that they are fine. And I will just be doing the hair for now. I mean, naturally, later, when the time comes, the you know, her skin and the rest of her hair and everything else, they'll all have their own shadows. They'll all have their own stuff. Yeah, and over here you can see that this is on the strand that I haven't rendered out yet, and I won't until after I've done the head. Still just going forward, or the frontmost area to the backmost area. And I see that I missed a shadow over here on the splash. There's just a little corner that did not properly get it. So I want to touch that up. But from there, we'll go ahead and get some dark spots under these. And I'll just go ahead and add a few little strands because I think it looks nice. That's fine, that's fine. I'm just gonna follow her hair here. Oh, okay, this should probably be in shadow. Just due to the shapes there. Okay, that's good. All of this is in shadow, so I think that is already correct. Go ahead and add just a little bit here, and I see once again I missed a tiny shadow. So I will touch that up as I find it. This all seems to be shaped fine, so there we go. That's all good. This one needs a little shadow here. And I am not happy with the shadow on that. It's amazing how easy it is to just miss little blobs of paint here. So let's fix them up. This little blob of paint deserves something a little bit better. It looks like I completely missed this one, honestly. Because, you know, everything over here is a little bit messy. I remember getting this one. But it's still not looking great, so I'm gonna go back over it. Me of 5 minutes ago did not do a great job here. Okay, that's better. I think I will go ahead and put a couple of little highlights through here. Just some little guys. Little tiny guys. There we go. Let's see, is there any other hair that needs some touching up? It doesn't look like it. Looks like that's all of it. So fortunately, my past self got off the hook here. There wasn't much I needed to fix there. And like I said, I don't really feel like doing the hand right now. This is near the end of stream. I'd rather start all of this closer to the beginning. I'll probably have to be good and actually, like, do it next time. So let's do some eyes. Anime eyes are way more exciting. Okay, I'm gonna go remind myself of her eye shape here. Okay. No, I actually do think that what I have here looks like her. It just needs to be maybe a little bit softer. But for the most part, I do think it looks pretty good. It looks like Iofifteen, in my opinion. So you can see here that everything is super blurry here, and I think that the biggest difference between what I drew here and what Iofifteen actually looks like is that her upper eyelashes are way thicker. Which is fine. I tend to just draw them thin at the beginning and then thicken them up after. That is just my preference. And then maybe just a little tiny bit rounder. But when I'm drawing fan art, I try to be very, very particular about the shape of the eyes here. Like, there's no such thing as just the eye shape in my style, if that makes sense. I am very particular about the shape of the eyes and the shape of the bangs. Because I think that getting those right really helps make my drawing look like the character. And if I get them wrong, then it doesn't really end up looking like the character. That is one thing that I learned when I started drawing a bunch of fan art, is just, you gotta get those eye shapes right. It's super important. And then the way that this artist draws eyes, that is Iofif's artist. This angle here is like super sharp. Like super duper sharp. Yeah, then they don't draw lower eyelashes, but I do. And I also draw side eyelashes. So I kind of have to make those up. And as far as I can tell, the bottom is kind of round. So I want to round that out just a little bit here. And I think it'll go a long way to preserving her likeness, and I will make them very thin, since Iofif's artist does not draw lower eyelashes. I will just make what I've got here very, very thin. The side lash, however, can be very, very thick, at least at the top. I'll have it taper out near the bottom. I'm still amazed at how sharp the angle between the top lash and the side lash is, though. It was super duper sharp. Very, very acute. And I'm spending a lot of extra time getting this just right, because eyes are super important. You don't want to mess around with the eyes. You don't want to mess around with the eyes. Everything about them's got to be good, although I guess I don't really have to worry about that corner because it's just going to be covered up by hair. So let me turn her hair back on and zoom out and make sure that I like that shape. Does that look like Iofif? I feel like the upper lash is still a little bit too thin, but other than that, I think it's pretty alright. Man, do I like how sharp that angle is? While I feel it is perhaps accurate, it's really, really sharp. No, it's accurate. I'm gonna leave it like that. I will make the upper lash thicker, though. Like, a lot thicker. A lot. There we go. I'm not quite used to drawing them this thick, but that is fine. I can adapt. I might need to move her eyebrows, but most of this is going to be covered up, so it's fine. I don't even think her eyebrows even show. Okay, it does a little bit. Okay, yeah, that seems pretty good. I think that is about the right thickness. Let me compare it to my reference here. Seems good. Okay, let's go do the other eye. So now I just gotta do the same thing here. So we have a super, super thick upper lash here. So thick it surprises even me. Give her a cute little eyelash going off here. Gotta have the cute little eyelash, it's important. And it's gotta be cute. It's gotta be cute. I can see that I was not very precise in my eye white placement. I'm not sure how clear it is on stream, but yeah. That's alright. I'll fix it. I'll fix it once I get through here. once I get through here. But first, I just gotta get this eyelash in. I'm gonna make this side a little bit thicker in the corner because just because of how her head is tilted. We see a little bit more of the side of the eyelash like this, in theory. Like if it was a more solid box. And I think it just adds a bit of directionality to the eyelash if I make this part a little bit thicker. Gives it... It makes it look a little bit more like her head is being turned. I think it looks nice. This might be going a little bit far out though, so let me taper this off a little bit closer. There we go. I'm gonna trust what I had drawn before. Okay, let's go take a look. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. Right now she's looking a little bit freaked out, but that's okay. I think I do have this a little bit high, so maybe my eye white was a little bit more correct than I gave it credit for. Oh yeah, I think it's looking pretty good, and I think I will actually even thicken up this side lash just a little bit more. Especially near the bottom. And I also want to angle it in just a little bit more. 'Cause like I said, that angle between the top lash and the side lash there was super, super acute. Oh yeah, that is super adorable. Look at that little face. Look at that little face. I like it a lot. I feel like something just got a little bit rotated in there at some point, so I just want to fix that. Probably just in the way that I cleaned things up. That's alright. That is what transform tools are for. They are so good. And I will abuse the heck out of them all the time. It's amazing how different things can look after things get cleaned up a little. But there we go. I think that is pretty okay. Actually, it is true. I do think it is pretty okay. But I do feel like this eye got turned a little bit as I cleaned it up. The top of her eyes are pretty flat, and I want it to... no, that was a little bit too much turn. There we go. But yeah, the top of her eyes are pretty flat, so I want to make sure that they're rounding around her face correctly. There we go, and I think that is sitting on her face quite well. Okay, and I think I will touch up the eyelashes a little bit to compensate for having to use transform tools on them. They got just a tad blurry there. But now that everything's in a good spot, I should be able to get this nice and smooth. And it's actually looking like I might be able to finish the eyes today. I still got lots of time. Eyes are small, so they don't actually take that long to draw. Once you know what you're doing, at least. I remember as a wee tiny one, as a baby artist, I used to just spend like hours doodling eyes in my notebook at school, and man, I could spend like 40 minutes just on one because I was derping around so hard. It's kind of hard for me to picture myself doing something like that anymore. There's just no need to spend that long on a singular eye. But you know, it was fine because I was a baby artist. I was trying things. I was trying things, seeing what I liked and seeing what I didn't. And it all worked out. Okay. So I think that's pretty okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the hair again for a moment. And I'm going to put in some eyelashes. So I like to make eyelashes super fluffy. It is very un-Japanese, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind giving the impression of heavy makeup. It's fine. I like making super fluffy eyelashes more than I worry about that. And they are just so much fun. Look at them. Look how fluffy they are. It's so fluffy. Now that one's so good. Must be fluffier. That is my general view on eyelashes. Just must floof. Must floof them harder. And I kind of treat it like hair, where you gotta vary the width and the length of them a lot. Otherwise it'll just look flat, monotonous, and sad. If you want it to be fluffy, you gotta have lots of different sizes. Lots and lots of different ones. Different sizes, different widths, different lengths. And then they'll be fluffy. And I'll make the lower lashes a little bit less noticeable than I normally do. And just since Iofif's original artist does not draw lower lashes. And you can see that I'm still kind of drawing them out even underneath where the hair will be. So a lot of these won't show, but I still kind of have to know where they are to make sure that they're all going the right direction. And that it all looks good, so this way the parts that will be visible, I can trust that they are all in the right place. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't draw them all. So, that is why even though a lot of these are going to get covered up, I still draw them. It's actually faster. I used to avoid it, and I would always have to redraw them a few times to get them to look right. And I have found that it just saves time to just draw everything properly and then turn on the hair layer that will be covering them. And then I can worry about, you know, being a little bit more particular. So I will add a little bit of light here. Because I think it makes things look just a little bit fluffier. And I am all about the fluffiness of my eyelashes. Adds a little bit more three-dimensionalness to them, in my opinion. But I try not to overdo it. A lot of the times, I actually do overdo it. I have a really bad habit of overdoing it. So I'm trying to show some restraint here. It's hard. It's so hard. But it'll look better. It'll look better if I show some restraint. There we go. And I think that's probably sufficient. If anything, it's still a little bit too much on this side. So let's tone it back just a little here. I definitely want a little bit of light through here. I just got to be a little bit more careful with it. Really pay attention to the shape there. Yeah, this one should be like on top here. There we go. And then I wanted to taper out at the bottom here, and maybe I'll just add a tiny little line there. There we go. That looks fluffier. That looks much fluffier. Okay. Now then, it is time for the eye white. So first I invert them, and we get scary black sclera Eophi for a little bit. It's okay. It's easier to see when it against her pale skin when it's this color. And once again, I'm gonna have to hide the hair for a second because I need to make sure that the curve of the eye is going where it needs to go. Gotta be particular about that. Gotta be particular about everything about eyes, in my opinion. There we go. Can't mess around with eyes at all. Everything about them's gotta be wonderful. It's like half the fun of doing the anime. Just a big ol' eyes that draw your attention immediately. There we go. I think that looks pretty good, so I will go ahead and put the colors back. And now I can pick a shadow color for them, although I think have I picked a shadow color for white things yet? I think I have, via her shirt, but I don't actually think I like that color for it. I actually think her eyes are a little bit big. Let me scale this down just a little bit here. I do tend to draw the eyes pretty big, even by anime standards, but there are limits. Yeah, that's much better. Like, look at the difference here. Yeah. That looks much better. Okay. Now then... yeah, I have a couple of white places I can use. I think I'd prefer... No. I'll just use this one. I was thinking about mixing another color for this spot specifically, but I think this white will do just... This purple will do just fine. Actually, it's a little dark, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little dark. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, and I will put a little shadow underneath the hair here. Perfect. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna do for that. So, let's get her eyes. I think for these, I will just make them a perfect circle. So I just want to... Actually, I do want to clear it, but I want to kind of keep a vague stencil of what I had before. Since they were in such a good spot, I thought it was very cute. So this will kind of help me keep what I had. This side might be a little bit too big. No, I think it's actually fine. It's just a little high up. This is incidentally why I tend to draw the eyes as a perfect circle rather than just trying to draw the part that's visible. It means that I can kind of move the gaze around a little bit. I can kind of experiment with it a little bit without having to redraw things every time. And I can spend as long as I want just getting it just right. And here, I just kind of wanted to look at the viewer. I'm trying to figure out where the location of the eye for that should be. Is it going over a little bit too hard? Do I want it to go a little... It's like, man, I had it like perfect before. But I think this is correct. Yeah, I think that's correct. Okay. Let's grab a shadow color. Alright. As always, just gonna mix it directly on the picture here, because I like doing that. I don't like that color. That one's not bad. Let's still really bright purple, but I think it looks fine. I'll just kind of line it up with where I put the shadow of the eye white before. And here we go. Okay. Then I will wrap it around here. I'll also wrap it around the pupil once I draw that, but I haven't drawn the pupil yet, so... Sometimes I draw the pupil first, sometimes I don't. It's just, the character will often look extremely scary if I draw the pupil before doing the shadows. Like she's just freaking out. So it just kind of depends on my mood. Today, I decided to shade the eyeball first. There's no particular rhyme or reason to it. I just decided to. Okay, let's go add a pupil. And since I used a perfect circle for the eye, I can use a perfect circle for the pupil. This might be a little bit dark, but it's fine. I'll zoom out and adjust the color in just a second here. Actually, rather than resize it, I think I'm just gonna try again. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can find a color I like a little bit better. I still want it to be really dark, but I thought that was just a little bit too dark. There we go. I'm just checking the gaze here, making sure that she is looking up at the screen as she should be. Not quite convinced that she is. Oh yeah, and she's possessed for a moment, don't worry about it. These things happen, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. There we go. Now I feel like everything's in the right spot. So I did just have it too far off to the side. Okay. Well, no problem. Now I can go back and finish getting all the shadows under the eye here. So I put the shadows on the top, and then I just like to put a little ring around the pupil because I think it looks nice. As always with the eyes, I am particular about it. I like to get it really close to the right shape. And then the same thing over here. There we go. And now I can make it shiny. What I like to do is I just take the same color that I used here, put it on put the layer on color dodge or screen or whatever I think is appropriate. Looks like screen is better for this color. It is a very light color, so I'm not surprised. And I will put a little U inside her eye. Just go all the way around the pupil, just like that. Do the same on the other side. Just like that. And I think that's pretty good. Okay, hold on. Before I finish this, I moved the eye a little bit, so I gotta fix the shadow here. There we go. It's not quite lining up with the shadow on the eye white anymore, so I had to fix that. And that also means that I kind of got to fix the shine here. There we go. Okay, so now I got my little U's, and I just go through and I erase. I just erase in various places, and it kind of gives a nice little eyeball texture. At the very least, I like the way it looks. And I try to vary up the length and thickness of all the various spokes coming out. And I think it has a nice little effect. I like it. It's what I've been doing with this particular style for a while, and I think it looks good. And it's nice and simple. See, it takes like nothing to do. I do think I want this to be just slightly lighter, though. So let's go ahead and do that. I think that looks a little bit better. And on this side, I'm not quite satisfied with the shadows on the eye there, so I'm going to go ahead and take my airbrush and just very lightly darken things right here. I'm just using the pupil color. Doesn't need much, but I think it just makes everything look just a little bit nicer. Now it is time for the final part, the specular highlight. And that's the big shiny blob that makes things look a little bit... that makes things look moist, basically. What kind of highlight does she have in her eyes? Just kind of a small one? Sure, we can do that kind of style. Man, for this expression, I swear a bigger one would just look so much better. So, okay, we're gonna give her a big one. I think I want it to be a little bit lighter than that. Okay, perfect. Now let's make it shiny. We're gonna make it glow. It's, you know, you gotta make the picture sing. Very important. Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in a little for this. Because I want a little bit of fuzziness on the outside here, and I gotta make sure I have the right amount. Okay. Now I changed the color, so we have a purple. Got a purple eye here, so I probably want the specular to be somewhere in the yellows or reds. Using the complement, I think, just makes everything look a little bit shinier. You don't always see it super strongly. But I think just a little bit of hint of extra color just makes things look really nice. And then I duplicate it again, I add a little bit more blur. But this one just stays... just stays the lighter color. Afterward, I merge them all together, and there we go. Let's see, I think I'm gonna move the one on this side just a little bit here. She's looking a little bit cross-eyed. She still kind of is, honestly. Something's off about this eye now. I think I have it in the right place, though. Maybe I don't. I'll just... No, there is definitely something wrong. She is, she does not know what's going on anymore. She does not. It's like it's fine when I zoom in, but when I zoom back out, it's like... She is not looking at anything anymore. Is it the specular's fault? I mean, it seems to be. Huh. Fascinating. I've never had such a big problem with a specular highlight like this before. Let me try to move it entirely off the pupil here. Did that get it? No, it did not. Wow. Okay. Well, I definitely got to get that right. The gaze is super important. Like, the difference... something will feel off if it does not look like the character is moving in the right... looking in the right direction. Whether that's at the viewer or at something, like, in the scene. In this case, I wanted to look at the viewer, but... trust me, the illustration will not look good if I do not get this right. Something about it will just perpetually look wrong, and it'll be terrible. See if I can get this without wrecking everything. Okay, looks like it's all fine. No, it still just looks like she's looking off into outer space. And while I know Iofifteen is an alien, I do not think that is exactly what I want to be going for here. Man. I am just befuddled because I have never had problems quite like this before. Nope, that made it worse. I don't know, should I just change the specular highlight on that side? Maybe I do. Nope, I still see the problem. Even without it. Okay, so I guess I'll move things around a little bit here. See if I can't get her looking the right direction here. Is it something about the pupil? Do I have the pupil a little bit too far to the side now? I hope not, because that means I'll have to change a lot of things, but, you know, if I do, I do. Okay, no, that's a little bit better. Okay, yeah, maybe it is the pupil. Let's push it over just a little bit more here. And I might just have to redraw some things there. It's fine. Or, it is what it is. I wouldn't want to leave it wrong. I would not want to leave it wrong. Let me just focus on getting that part right, and then I'll adjust everything around it. I don't need the shine in order to check this. So I'm going to be swapping the camera back and forth, or the canvas back and forth a little bit, because that's a really easy way to check. See if these things are in the right place. Nope. Nope. I think this might be okay then. Okay, let me adjust the eye accordingly. Oh, that was incredibly awkward. I thought I had everything right, and then suddenly, hey, your anime girl is cross-eyed. Should probably do something about that. Okay, looking a little better there. Let's adjust the shine then. Okay, let's see if I can adjust it without having to, like, redraw the whole thing. That would be fantastic, honestly. I like not having to redraw everything. Okay, yeah, that looks fine to me. Is she looking in the right direction now? I don't know, something about this eye still just looks a little bit off. Is it the location of the entire eye? Do I need to just scooch you just a little bit here? I did change the size of the eyes at one point, so... Yes, but I think that is unrelated to the problems with the gaze here. Man, what is making you look so weird? What is making you look so weird? I do not understand. I might just have to revisit this next time. Let me go put on my other mouth and see if that helps. Nope. Okay, so it's not just a derpy expression or anything. There is, like, something off here. Okay, well, I think I will leave it there. Hopefully I can get her eyes cooperating with me next time. Because right now, she's not looking at the right place. And it is driving me mildly insane. It's like, I know I just spent a bunch of time adjusting the pupil further to the side here, but maybe that was a bad idea. Oh, okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Come on, Pan. Why are you being like this to me today? Okay, that seems a little bit better. We'll see how I feel about it next time. I'm not convinced that this is right. Something still feels a little bit off to me. But I think it might be the kind of thing that I can tackle a little bit better with fresh eyes. So I do think that this is still a good place to stop. So I think I will stop here for today. Phew! Well, there we go. We spent a lot of time fixing up paint, and I think it's looking pretty good and very paint-like. And now I can kind of get into her face. I might still let myself finish the face before I do the hand. Maybe I'll just make the deal of, okay, you can finish her head and face, but immediately after you have to do the hand, okay? Okay, self. It's alright, you got this. Alright. Well, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.